Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. So most people don't realize it, but pianists are actually responsible for a lot of different instruments all at the same time, because your inner voices, like your thumb and your pointer fingers, those would be playing like what the guitarists would be playing. The lower fingers are playing, the lower instruments, the bass player, the tuba player. The upper fingers up here are going to be playing what like the singer would be singing, or the trumpet player, or saxophonist, soloist, stuff like that. So you've actually got lots of different things going on at the same time. So when we go to cover a song, the question isn't what are the right notes to play, but how do we recreate the feel of the entire band? That's the goal of today's lesson. It's kind of an ear training lesson, kind of a theory lesson. We're going to be orchestrating and layering and arranging and pulling apart what has gone into making the song that we're looking at today. The goal is that eventually, after you watch me do this several times, you'll be able to go back to your own songs and start picking out the parts of your own songs better, and then be able to recreate the feel of the song and not just play the right notes. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside, so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And thankfully, I think that's about all we need to cover before the lesson. So if you'd stick around afterwards and fill out the survey, I would love your feedback. But for now, let's have some fun and make some music. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is our moderator and camera operator, Kendra.
Guess what?
What?
I start school this Thursday.
Yikes.
I'm not really.
It's August. That is
not-
unholy.
I
That
know.
shouldn't be.
I'm really just not excited about that.
It used to be September, but then now I'm starting to sound like an old guy. You know why? Because I'm an old guy.
What? No.
So, yeah,
no.
that's exactly what
No.
young people are supposed to say. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, doy. All right, so today we're playing Change the World. Last week we played Change the World, but today we're going to try to play all of the parts. The beginner part of this is basically the same thing as last week, except we got to pay attention to some rests and things like that. We're also going to be using a program called Audacity. It's a free program. Anyone can download it. And I've got a little $10 adapter that plugs into my USB, and that's all that I'm using. Now, I have changed my piano into like a keyboard here, which costs a lot of money. But if you have a keyboard, you don't have to turn a piano into a keyboard because you already have a keyboard. So use your keyboard, and then you can just use the free Audacity program if you want to try doing this thing. If not, that's fine. Just watch. I'm sure you'll pick up a lot of other stuff that we haven't talked about already. We've got a 8-bar intro here, so I'll be counting those off as we go through them. And then I'm just going to try to play through the melody. Eventually, we're going to throw in later on today the bass and the drums and the guitars and all of the other stuff that's happening in there. So we'll start with an 8-bar intro, but the first thing I always do is start with just a 2-bar, like, getting ready for me. So I'm going to count off 2 bars, and then we've got 8 bars where I'm going to play nothing because it's going to be the intro, and then I'm going to start playing the melody. So I'll try to talk through that so that makes some sense as we go through it. And if you've already been with us for these previous lessons, these pages look familiar. If not, you'll want to go check those out in the archives. Let's try this thing. Like I said, we'll get 2 bars of nothing, and then I'll start counting. Error while opening the sound device. Okay, well then, we did this before. Come on, baby. Start monitoring. Preferences? Okay. Oh, let's try this. Nope, that's all this. Oh my goodness. Okay. How about now? 4, 1. I'm back at it. Here we go. So this is our first bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. This is intro. 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4. And here's my part. It should go. If I reach the star, pull one down for you. I shine it on my heart. Again, this is all stuff we did last week, so you could see the truth that this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in the universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change. 4, 2, that's our interlude. 3, 4, and here's our next verse. If I could be king, even for a day, I'd take you as my queen. I'd have it no other way, and our love would rule in this kingdom we have made. Wishing for the day that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in the universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Change. Oh, that's gonna sound terrible. I don't know where I am. That's terrible. Oh, crud. So at this point, we go back and we redo the whole thing. Also, I think I messed up back here when I played this one. Change. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. The world. Yes, that one right there is weird, even when you're transcribing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The world. This thing over here, I think I forgot how it goes. Yeah, tell me about it. If I could change the world. If I could, I don't know. Let's go back to the recording. All right. Well, if you're on YouTube, we might lose you here because YouTube hates all of this supposed copyright infringement stuff. Here we go. Right here. Love was really something. That's what it is. All right, cool. So it is a little extra long. Yeah, okay. I just don't like where the if I could is listed right there. It's not at the beginning of the measure. It's the end of the measure. Okay, so then I think I've got the rest of it. Glad we ran into both of those, and let's try this thing again. This, yeah, taking a long time to sound terrible, but here we go. Here's measure 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all the intro. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here comes verse 1. And if I reach the stop, pull one down for you. And like I was saying last week too, if you can like sing along with this stuff, it'll help you're playing a whole lot too. But for now I find it's only in my dreams. It's the end of this chorus that's got that weird thing in it. You would think something good, baby, if I could. 4, 1, 2, 3, the world. 2, 3, 4, 2. This is our interlude. I think I got it that time. 3, and here comes verse 2. And if I could be king, even for a day, I'd take you as my queen. I'd have it no other way, yeah. And our love would rule in this kingdom we had made. Till then I'll be a fool, wishing for the day. All right, chorus. This is the one that tripped me up last time. You would think it's really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change 1, 2, 3, the world. Jump, 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 ba-dum, ba-ba-da-gum, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the interlude. 6, 7, and here comes our chorus again. If I could change change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Okay, I might have messed up that last part there, but I guess we'll find out when we go back and we throw in the bass and the drums and all of that stuff. Actually, let's do that here real quick before we move on to the intermediate version. Let's listen to here to what the bass guitar is doing. Again, if you haven't been to one of these lessons before where we layer stuff, we're just listening for that very lowest part. I'm going to try to switch to a bass guitar here, which should be right there. Okay, now this is a cheesy MIDI bass. But we're just listening for those notes. We already know what the notes are because we listened to it to transcribe all of it. But now we're wondering, like, how does it play it through? So our first thing here is an E to F sharp to G. So just go through those and play them one at a time? Or does it like, or something like that? So we're listening for what does that lowest note do? What's the rhythm of it? So I'm just listening for that. I'm going to go along and make notes throughout each of the measures, special things that the bass guitar does. Technically that was a bass there, but I'm not going to play that on the bass because mine's going to sound terrible, I think. If I try to do that, let me move here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that one in there.
If I can reach the stars,
It just hangs out there. It doesn't really do anything.
pull one down for you.
It's not doing any special rhythms or anything. It will once we get to the chorus, I'm sure.
On my heart, so you could see the truth. That this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could be king.
Cool, now you can hear the lowest note. Instead of just going all the way through, it's boom, dum, dum, boom, boom. So now we finally have some rhythm in here in this verse. So right, rhythm. Finally get something going on there.
Even for a day, I'd take you as my queen. I'd have no other way.
So it sounds like, as would be expected here, if you were a bass player and you were having to play this thing, if you were getting to play this thing with Eric Clapton, then after these lyrical phrases here, if I could be king, you got a big open space there, and so everyone's wanting to like jump in and do something there. The drummer really wants to put in a fill there, and guitarists really want to play some cool lick there, and the bass player's dying to do something there too. So you're likely to hear more movement there where the lyrics have stopped and it's just wide open instrumental stuff. So that's kind of where I wrote some notes in here about what I thought they might be doing in the bass, just playing a high E and then a low E. That this love I have inside, just going through the chord 3 5 1, and then going up and down, to the 5, right here, C minor or C sharp minor to the 5 of it, up to the 1. So those are the kinds of things I'm hearing. And there we go. That one was apparently stuck. So then back to our song. I'm gonna speed up the pace because I'm guessing the bass players are gonna kind of stay at that same. Kind of do the same thing. I'll make you know, say I hear something different. Ah! Yeah. Yeah, there again. Ah! Yeah, I think I messed up all the melody in that section right there. Maybe if I could change the world. Maybe if I could change. Maybe if I could. Ah, well, whatever it is. So this squiggly line, there is not a musical symbol. That just means do something fancy right there. Also means I'm writing with a stylus on a tablet, so it looks like a crazy line. So then let's try this thing. I'm gonna play all of the notes that I can here the way that I made the notes, and then later on we'll add in the drums and all those other parts later on in this lesson. Let's try this again. I've got 2 bars of nothing, just time for me to switch back to the PDF, and then we're into the intro. Good luck to all of us. 2, 3, 4. What was that? What in the world? Oh my goodness. I got my computer plugged into the wrong thing, and it's playing the melody on my jazz kit. That's awesome. There's no fixing that, friends. Oh my goodness. Stop already. That's awesome. Well, that's what you get for trying it on your... I did test it all out, and it works perfectly. It did exactly what I wanted to do. The last thing I tested was my drum kit, and I just left it plugged in there. Well, let's mute that one, because that sounds terrible. And let's go back and re-record that. No, we just talked about the bass line. I'm going to go ahead and leave the crazy drum part in there and record the bass part, and then we'll go back and we'll redo the melody, and then we'll move on to the intermediate part of this lesson. This is going to be a long old lesson, my friends. At first I thought Kendra messed up something. Poor Kendra. I'm like, Kendra, what are you doing over there? You can't just do sound effects while I'm trying to record. She didn't. It was me. All right. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good news is, if I could reach the I messed up the melody, then I get to go back and redo it, whether I want to or not. It on my heart, you can see the truth. Yikes. That this love I have inside, everything it seems. For now I find, oh my goodness, it's only in my dreams that I can change them. I would be universe. Oh my goodness. You would think my love's really something good, baby, if I could. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go, don't go. 4. Bound to go, don't go. Now here's where we get to add in some rhythm in the bass. Take you as my queen. I have another way. And our love would rule this kingdom we had made. And for that day when I can change the world, the sunlight in your universe is something good, baby, if I could. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the end of the interlude. And here's the chorus that I can. Welcome back, drums. Think my love is really something good, baby. That is really distracting. Change the world. It could change, baby, if I could change the world. Okay, well then. Time to delete that track. Goodbye. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. It's kind of cute, but I'm definitely gonna mute it. And let's go back and re-record that terrible harmonica. That's slightly better than the drums that we have in there currently.
I think you should leave the other one in there for the melody.
Okay.
That was really.
We'll see at the end of the lesson.
It's so unique and original.
Yes. Original and unique. Two, 3, 4. Okay, and now, verse 2. Rhythm on that sounded terrible. I take as my queen, and have no other way, and our love would brew. This is 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I muted that for a reason. We're back in here for the chorus. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think I could change the world. Change the world, baby, if I could change. 2, 3. All right, let's go back and make sure that we actually have bass and melody so far. Before we move on, we do. Cool. So now we'll put in our drums, our piano, our guitar, all the other stuff. It's been way too long. Well, what do you say before we move on to the intermediate version? We'll take a little break and have our feature of the day, which today is just a question, which is, what would you like to see as we're building out the Musipedia courses? What would you like to see as our next courses? Up next on the list is the jazz piano stuff to finish off a lot of that. The idiom stuff is almost entirely done. I believe Dr. Gilman is coming in this week to record his part on that, and then we'll be publishing all of that stuff, and then we've got the rest of the jazz piano stuff that's not idioms. And then we also have the how to teach piano course, which I haven't had a lot of requests for the course itself, but the material inside of it is the answer to a lot of the questions that I get about learning piano, how to learn piano, and the answer to a lot of that is learn how to teach piano, and you'll know a lot about how to learn piano, what learning styles, all that stuff gets covered in that. So I don't think that as the title, teaching piano, it will be very popular, but I know I'll be referring a lot of you students to the videos inside of those courses. So those two are the top of the list priorities for me, and then I want to know what else it is that you're looking for, so send me that, and let's go ahead and move on to the intermediate version and see if we can get some of this stuff right. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.